Many instances of paranormal phenomena have been reported in this desolate place. Events that may reflect the area's tragic past. Whatever they are, whatever you call them, ghosts, spirits, shades, specters, apparitions, there is not a corner of the world they do not inhabit.
I'm coming through.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Ninjas Podcast. We talk all things paranormal. I'm Ken James, and this is Jason McKittrick.
Hey, folks.
And if we don't how Dwell in the Dark, we want to talk about it. And tonight, we are bringing you ODP's EVP analysis.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start off with we do it all the time, but the Sightings Ghost Report. There is a series of the greatest EVPs ever caught by this old lady who just, crushed it for like years. And then the drop off was insane.
Yeah, I think this was the introduction to the whole phenomenon of EVP. It was Miss Sarah Estep here on this episode of the Ghost Report of Sightings. Mm-hmm. One of our favorite pieces of paranormal entertainment. We'll call it that. Yeah. And she just comes out with just banger after banger, and everyone around the world was like, I want to record ghost voices from other dimensions. And then
this is way before Michael Keaton got on board.
He tried, and then he went away for like a decade.
Yeah, that movie ruined him. Supposed to be his comeback, ruined his comeback. Yeah,
just done. But like Ken said, we're gonna look at some of these, listen to them, get scared together. Show you why we think these are so good. And actually, if you listen closely, if you haven't known before, because I think we've said this before, but there's some of these are in our opening intro, song. Yeah. So,
all right, guys. Before we get into our EVP analysis, we're gonna send it over to Jay for tonight's haunted headline.
Thanks, Ken. So this happened almost a month ago, but this is big enough that we, have to, rewind a little bit to cover it because we talk about these guys so much. But, if you're, familiar with the paranormal anything, you heard about, Aaron Goodwin from Ghost Adventures, his wife hiring a hitman to kill him.
Fucking nuts, man.
Pretty wild, man. Yeah, Victoria Goodwin, his wife, was arrested last week on charges of solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy murder. This is wild. It's insane because she was plotting to have the dude assassinated. Possibly the nicest guy on the show, right?
Yeah.
So authorities caught on to what they alleged were Victoria Goodwin's plans after they obtained the phone of a Florida inmate, Grant Amato, in October. According to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department report, Amato, 5, was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison in 2019, according to court records. Amato's phone contained text and Facebook messages between him and the reality star's wife, which indicated that the pair were in love and tried to pay to have Aaron Goodwin killed.
Crazy.
Victoria Goodwin, 32, was being held in the Clark County Detention Center on charges of solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy murder. Jail records do not list an attorney. Okay. It was not immediately clear whether Amato, 35, had an attorney who could speak on his behalf. Florida inmate records do not list one either. So the police report says that on October 2nd, Amato and Victoria Goodwin discussed setting aside $11,515. That's very specific. Mm-hmm. To hire a third person whose name has been redacted in the report to complete the job. The same day, they also discussed Aaron Goodwin's location and the make of his car, the report says. Quote, I'm so anxious, LOL. Victoria Goodwin wrote in one message, according to the report. What an animal.
Yeah.
Quote, I just can't believe it's happening, she wrote in another report says. In other messages, she asks, how do I get to this point? And am I a bad person?
Yeah. Yes.
In response, Amato, the dude in prison, asks why she thinks that, and she replies, because I chose to end his existence, not divorce, quote unquote. That's what she said.
What, like, who? It's just, dude, that's bonkers that you would, that
Gold
someone would
diggers,
say,
that's who.
yeah. It's just crazy that that's what you say.
Yep. So on October 3rd, excuse me, the report says Amato contacted the alleged hitman and said he would call Aaron Goodwin to distract him. Later that day, Amato texted the alleged hitman and asked whether he had completed the killing, according to the report. Quote, "I need to know what is going on," Amato wrote, according to the report. "Can I get an update? Was it done?" Quote unquote. This is wild.
Yeah.
The same day, Florida corrections officers obtained Amato's phone. Its contents were searched at an unspecified date, also according to the report. On March 4th, the report says, officials in Florida contacted authorities in Nevada, where Aaron and Victoria Goodwin live, to alert them about the alleged plot. When Victoria Goodwin was arrested and taken in for questioning 2 days later, she said that she and her husband, quote, were going through problems in their marriage, but denied wanting to kill him. The report said she admitted seeing some of the messages between her and Amato, but it also said she did not remember all of them. Yeah, right. Unfortunately, Aaron Goodwin could not be immediately reached for comment.
He's probably fucking freaked out somewhere. Like,
oh, dude, could you imagine?
No.
Since 2008, Goodwin, who's 48, has starred on Ghost Adventures, clearly, which follows him and three other people. Come on. You
the
wanted
GAC?
us.
Yeah, the GAC? Come on.
As they investigate paranormal activity. The hit reality series aired for 19 seasons on the Travel Channel before it was moved to Discovery Plus in 2021. Aaron and Victoria Goodwin appear to have married in August of 2022, according to a post on his Instagram account. In the weeks leading up to Victoria Goodwin's arrest, the couple shared loving photographs of each other on social media. Of course they did. She was trying to, be like, no, I loved him. What happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
On February 14th, she posted a selfie with her husband on Instagram and captioned the photo, "Mini golf with my Valentine, hee hee," with a heart emoji. Yeah. Aaron Goodman commented on the post, "I love you even though you crushed me in mini golf."
And tried to have me fucking
murdered. On January 22nd, she shared a photo on the Instagram of the pair kissing and wrote, "Happy anniversary, mi cariño. I love celebrating our first date." He replied, "I'm so blessed we met. I love you." Victoria Goodwin's next court appearance is scheduled for March 25th, which is, let's say, like 2 weeks from now. In
March.
Clark
We're in
County.
April now. So
Jesus. So you guys don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
Bail was set at $100,000 according to jail records. I just pulled the article, but I don't know what's going on with her. Hopefully they just, firing squad? What are we hoping for?
I'm hoping the death by ghost.
Ooh, like haunting her ass or something?
Or they let Zach get possessed.
Oh, right.
And let the demon, in Zach, just do what it does.
Yeah.
Like, let it go. Let
Yeah.
the demon get in Zach and go berserk on her,
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, we have...
Or she has to just sit there and listen to Billy cry nonstop for,
Yep. Well, looks like there was... Aaron is now suing... she's now suing his wife for assault, false imprisonment, and negligence. So this is getting weird, man.
So he's suing her?
Yeah. Goodwin is suing Victoria for assault, false imprisonment, and negligence, along with other claims, according to a report by U.S. Weekly. Goodwin is seeking more than $10,000 in punitive and exemplary damages, alleging his estranged wife was, quote, negligent in her marital actions. So, and Victoria's conduct was extreme or outrageous, with either the intention of or reckless disregard for causing emotional distress to Goodwin. So, this whole hitman thing is, he's suing her for it.
Yeah, it's all lawyer talk,
Yeah. I'm sure it's just to support the case that's in there, just so she has a case against her. Also accused of assault and false imprisonment, but the specific details were not provided. And this article's from like a week and a half ago. So. It's getting good, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the next season of Ghost Adventures is going to be wild.
Yeah, they should just address it because they're just sit them down in a room.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's
So Aaron, what demon possessed your wife that made her want to kill you?
Was it the Zozo demon? And then it just showed the fucking the Ouija board and just going back to the Zo. So yeah, this guy Amato's quite a clown, man. He tried to he brutally murdered some cam models' mother, father, and brother. So
Jesus.
Yeah, this guy knew, I guess, knew what he was doing, quote unquote, but not really.
He had an
Yeah.
idea of what he was doing.
Yeah. Really weird, man. Feel bad for Aaron. Hopefully,
me
it,
too.
I mean, working out isn't really like, I wouldn't really call that like, I hope it works out, Aaron. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's going to really be the case, but dude's been like married twice before, I think. He doesn't have a lot of luck in love.
It's a shame.
He should just marry a ghost.
Right, like they do in the UK, apparently.
Yeah, just longing after some like ghostly ship captain or whatever they do. I don't know.
Yeah, like you're supposed to.
I don't know, man.
God's plan, God's way.
Sure. Sure. That tells you Aaron must be rolling in some dough after all 19 seasons or whatever season we're on now.
You better. You're putting up with Zach shit. Like Zach's was like screaming at the guy, threatening to fight him and shit.
Yeah.
You better make it worth my while, bro.
Yeah. Well, we send our, we send good vibes out to Aaron. Hopefully things work out for him.
Yeah.
And if he wants to send us some money, that'd be fine.
Yeah. God knows we need it. Yeah, ODP could use some quiche.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. So, that being said about poor Aaron Goodwin, we're going to move on to our EVP analysis here now. I know Aaron has gotten plenty of them, and maybe, this will get him back to his roots and get him really hunting again, for the good stuff.
Something tells me no, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. He'll find himself, will center himself, and ghost hunting again. But so we've talked about this a million times on here, and this time we're actually going to go through it live, the whole segment.
Yeah.
We're going to listen to it together, react to it together, get scared again together, because
We're going to do it together, folks. We're going to digitally hold hands and watch
Yeah.
it together.
Yes, it's really romantic. It really is.
I think it is.
Yeah. Well, come on, man.
Obviously.
Yeah, this is.
I wore loose pants for this episode. I'm just saying, man.
Gross.
It is gross. I'm
Gross.
disgusting.
Yeah. All right, yeah, but we're going to go through this segment in its entirety. We'll probably stop, discuss things, talk about it a bit. And, I mean, I remember, first seeing this and just being like, wow, life is more horrifying than I ever could have imagined. And, ghosts are real, and they're coming to eat my feet. That's just what I thought.
Wow, that's a t-shirt, buddy. Good job.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. All right, guys. Without further ado, let's sink our teeth into this 1996 special that scared the fuck out of us.
Sightings, the Ghost Report.
But how do you prove that a connection has been made? How do you document with scientific instruments a phenomenon that seems to defy the laws of science? A worldwide organization of 300 researchers is now experimenting with a little-known method called EVP, electronic voice phenomenon. These researchers believe that in some cases they've been able to imprint ghostly voices directly onto audio recording tape.
Please try to speak. Please try to give us a message. Please tell me who is here.
Oof.
Oh, yeah, all right. Oh my god, I'm glad my newborn's in the other room so he can't see me like this.
Or so he can protect you.
Yeah, right. Get him in here.
Get him in here.
Get him in here to protect me. So that was the intro to this segment. It opens up with the "We're down beside you." You get the creepy white noise out there, and the lady who's just alone was just going out alone to these places.
Yeah, she was out of her mind.
Yeah, bigger balls than anyone. Like just fucking conversating with the dead. You know what I mean? Ooh, and look at this up here, real quick. See this up here? Look at this lady. She's fucking scary as shit. Haunted.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle two.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle two in one day.
Gonna go ahead and pop this in a new tab for later.
Yeah, seriously, send that to me.
Yeah. Oh God. But yeah, so it opens up perfectly. They're sending you down a tunnel of terror and just fear of. Yeah.
This is nothing yet. This is just the first. But go ahead and play. We'll discuss after.
Please try to give us your name. The time is 11:50 a.m. Sarah Estep recording.
Sarah Estep is the founder of the American Association of Electronic Voice Phenomena. She considers herself a modern medium, attempting to capture the voices of the dead on audio tape.
The microphones are yours. Who's with me? I'm recording voices from other dimensions. I started a little over 15 years ago. As a psychical investigator, I was very skeptical about the phenomena, but I decided to try it and see if I could get voices, and I did after 7 days. I started picking up voices on my own, and I have continued ever since.
EVP recorders worldwide conform to exacting standards to eliminate the possibility that their machines are simply picking up ambient sound or radio signals, and only new, commercially packaged tape is used. Surprisingly, the ghostly voices are not audible during the actual recording process. They're only discovered later when the tape is played back. And in some cases, the voices are recorded on the reverse side of the tape.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah, very.
You don't get a lot of that anymore because everything's digital.
Right. And I think it actually speaks to, like, she was like the first. I mean, they talk about, right in the beginning there, they talk about like
Yeah.
like a crew or like a club or whatever it is, or a society, but she seemed to be doing something just a little bit different. Now it's just like, oh, I got a ghost voice. And maybe the physicality of the tape itself was like something to that, the whole like that she was using physical tape and it was being imprinted on something
Right.
physical, whereas the digital is, I don't know,
Yeah, it's just, can't imprint as well on the, there's no physical medium there. It's all just airwaves, angels and airways.
No. Oh, I thought I escaped Tom DeLonge.
Yeah, no, never.
Never.
Yeah, but that goes back to what we've said too, that like houses being made out of different material now. Maybe
Sure.
that's just not,
Sure. Ghosts have had it with us, like you
Yeah.
in your digital age.
yeah. You and your particle board. All right, here we go.
Generally, the words are only heard once. We are repeating them here for clarity.
I've come up with Betty.
The voices are often recorded at places that are reputed to be haunted.
Here we go.
The Westminster Church
Yeah.
and Burying Ground in Baltimore is one of the oldest in America. Many of the graves here
I'm still scared
date
of it,
back to
but-
the 1700s. Edgar Allan
music.
Poe is buried here, alongside his young wife, Virginia. Beneath the church, catacombs reach deep into the earth. According to parish records, many of the people entombed here met a violent death. Legend has it the place is haunted. When Sarah Estep came to the catacombs, she recorded these voices.
All right, so those three, there was
Dude,
I will be
the
there.
hairs on my neck are
Yeah.
still standing up.
Yep,
Like,
me too.
did I tell my story on here? Like the first time I watched this as a kid, and I pissed my bed that night.
No, I think you might have.
I'm not too proud to claim that, dude.
Yeah.
This segment scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrifying.
I was like 10 years old or whatever it was. Scared the shit out of me. And listening to it now, it's still scary.
Right, I'm going to pull back a bit just so that because for the benefit of our listeners, because
Yeah.
the three of them, it's I will be there, and it's
I will be there.
will be there.
Yeah.
We're down beside you, and I've come up with Betty.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to rewind those and play them again because Ferk my Bert.
Entombed here met a violent death. Legend has it the place is haunted. When Sarah Estep came to the catacombs, she recorded these voices.
I was here a few years ago,
Even her, she's
and I
scary.
picked up the message. We leave the soul right down here.
Would like to speak. Would love to hear from you. And a message for us. We'll make the skull right down. We'll make the skull right down.
And even like she's alone whispering
Yeah.
in the fucking catacombs to get
Yeah.
these. This is fucking this
Yeah.
lady
Old Sarah Knuckle Dusters Estep.
ready to fucking go. All right, let's continue here. Oh.
Point Lookout Light stands on an open promontory on the western shore of the Chesapeake Bay. Many instances of paranormal phenomena have been reported in this desolate place, events that may
There it
reflect
is.
the area's tragic past. During the Civil War, 50,000 Confederate prisoners captured at Gettysburg were held here. Forced to endure freezing cold, disease, and starvation, thousands died and were buried in mass graves near the lighthouse.
The
Terrifying.
prisoners were brought here largely by steamboats and were made to walk along the sandy beach up to Fort Lincoln, where they were then turned inland and marched to the prison pen. Over 50,000 Confederate prisoners made this march, and for over 4,000 of them, it was the last march they made since they died prisoners of war.
This has to be one of the places that I've investigated, that it's just the whole area is just full of activity. It's not just localized to one building or one spot on the grounds. It includes the whole area. I've
I
never
don't
come in
remember asking
contact
you
with
a
anything like
goddamn
that
thing.
before.
Where'd she come from?
The phenomena at Point Lookout seem to follow one of the classic patterns of a haunting. Some ghost researchers suggest that highly charged emotions from the past may actually become imprinted on the environment. And in fact, many people have reported seeing apparitions in uniform, recalling Point Lookout's tragic Civil War history.
And here comes Sarah.
When I was
Eastman.
driving, I saw
Yeah.
a figure of a man dressed in long pants and a gray coat run across the road behind me. It was actually where many thousands of the Confederate soldiers were actually buried. I immediately returned, and when I got to where I'd seen him cross the road, there was no trail coming out of the woods on one side of the road, nor trail into the woods on the other side, nor was there any sign of the anybody in the area.
They just don't do it like this anymore.
No, they certainly don't. And if you're just listening after this episode, go back, just go on YouTube, Sightings the Ghost Report, and just pull this up. It's about 14 minutes in, 14 and a half minutes in, and just watch it, because the audio with the video, like, because they were really hamming it up 90s style with the video. It really goes, it really paints the fucking picture.
Yeah.
Because also, once we get to this next segment here where she's, you know, spoiler alert, she records some ghostly Civil War soldier voices. Dude, this is like, this, I mean, maybe it's just me, but like, this is some scary shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and the one that's here, they used for the advertisement for White Noise. Mm-hmm. And it was, they
messed it up.
It's a whole weird story about, oh, so-and-so, and I was like, nah. I was in the
that's not what
theater
happened.
seeing fucking Shaun of the Dead.
God,
it was
he
like
threw
the
something
preview.
through the screen.
Yeah, I was like, that's not a series, that you fuck.
Right.
So here we go.
This has happened different times, always on the same section of road. I've never been able to explain this occurrence.
Over the years, many paranormal investigations have been drawn to Point Lookout. Photographer Ron Stallings took this picture inside the lighthouse. Next to Nancy Stallings is what appears to be the faint image of a man in uniform.
Yeah, so you can't see, but, you know, we'll give you the benefit. It looks like a soldier in uniform, just like leaning, you know, with his like one arm akimbo, like at the waist, and it's pretty damn clear.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Electronic voice phenomena has been recorded in several locations inside the lighthouse.
Look at that basement.
The basement seems to be the focus of this activity.
You die down there.
Yeah. Let's talk.
There it is. Let's talk.
Some scientists believe EVP may be caused by the researchers themselves imprinting on the tape through psychokinesis, or as the result of electronic interference. But there is one aspect of EVP that defies explanation: when the recorder asks a specific question and gets a direct answer.
Here in the basement of the lighthouse, I recorded the clear voice of a young boy that said, I was seeing the war. Were you a soldier here?
I will see the war. I will see the war.
That's it, man. That's my gold standard EVP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
Yep. Then that's when they messed up. They said like, "Oh, so and so, I will see you no more." Nah, bro.
Yeah, fuck them. I was seeing the war, and just the fact that like where she got it, she asked the question. It's where they held, Civil War soldiers, and also, historically, factual. A lot of them were boys who fought in the Civil War, and dude, that one. Every time I hear it, it goes like right through my heart. It's just like, ugh.
And she's standing in the basement where she recorded it.
Yeah, with her balls in her fucking wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Just like, come on, ghosts. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And like they show like out the window, like you could picture like a kid watching the war out the window from the basement. Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, or it was just like a self-reflection kind of thing. I was seeing the war, like maybe he had a moment. He's like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm seeing the war." Like he like knew that he was a witness to history, kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, it's chilling. This quote, this EVP lives in Chillingham Castle. That's how scary it is.
Oh shit! Is that the last one of the segment? I think so, right? Let's see.
EVP research supports the belief that some ghosts are human spirits that occupy a strange netherworld between our reality and theirs. Investigators believe that somewhere between these two worlds there is a door through which spirits enter our world, and, if we could find it, a way into theirs.
Yeah, so that's the best that you're going to get when it comes to EVPs.
It is, and I think it people saw that because that premiered on like Fox on like a Saturday night, and a lot of people watched it. And I think it really influenced a lot of people to get out there and try to record some of their own. And there are really good ones. There's a few that they recorded before the Ghost Adventures days in Goldfield, Nevada. I remember there was a few good ones that they pulled out of there. But by and large, it's all silliness now.
Yeah, right. Like if you can go on YouTube, and like even the ones on YouTube now are like they're weak. Like
yeah, and obviously fake.
Yeah. Well, I had on Expedition X, which is one of Josh Gates' new show.
I watch it.
Yeah,
I watch it.
And they were at the Island of the Dolls or whatever, and they caught a scream, which is like just basically it was totally fake. It was the female, basically Wilhelm scream, like the canned scream that's used for like shit back in the day, and like I was like, it's so clearly fake that like you suck.
Yeah, I think what the problem is just that everyone has this access to everyone has this thing in their pocket now that can do all of these things, and I think it's just, I don't know, it just, the people who were going out back then and recording or trying to record EVP were just they were the first people that tried it. It was like, well, let's leave a recorder on, see what happens, or let's try to communicate. Is there actual intelligent or intelligent spirits a thing? And I think there really was. She was sincere, she was going out there to like find something. She wasn't going out there looking for quote unquote content. You know what I'm saying? Like she was going out there for her own.
Chaser.
No, she was going out there for her own, her own thing. She was just a searcher. She was looking, for evidence of the afterlife. And these other people now are just, hey, I need clicks on YouTube or TikTok or whatever.
God, sons of bitches. Here's some of the things you may find on YouTube. What's this one? Don't go in the basement.
I can breathe into my camera too.
Yeah. Breath. I'm one down here.
Right before he hits the D, you can hear that it's an actual, the D and down, you can hear that it's a person whispering. Like, you can hear the apparatus of the mouth. Like, that's the difference between the EVPs now back to what she was recording. She was pulling some kind of, if we're going to, as we do, we're going to say it's real, right?
Yeah.
So, if she was pulling these voices, they were somehow being recorded, and they have this quality to them that's like, it sounds like it's coming out of like the grave or something, you know what I mean? It's like it has this other quality, and being found on the opposite side of the tape is just like, that's nuts. Like that,
it's fucking Looney Tunes is what that is.
So that seems to lend itself to more credibility, other than these guys going in there and just like, oh, there's no ghosts in here, we'll just fake the evidence,
Right.
which completely fucks the whole thing up because you see these, and I know you watch a lot too, like you see these abandoned locations that everybody goes to now. You have the big ones that everyone goes to because everyone's trying to be a ghost hunter, or everyone's trying to do the thing, and who's those two guys that are the big guys who,
something in Colby or whatever?
Yeah, something. Oh shit, my kids watch them. Sam and Colby. They kind of like extra fucked things up recently because now kids are trying to go to their locations, and now if you really were trying to search for things that were real, we'll put that in quotes, real, these kids aren't going there looking for real stuff. They're just looking to capture evidence, which to them is really just content. It's not, you're not, what they used to call it back in the day, legend tripping, right? Like when, back in our day, right? You didn't have any stuff with you. You just went for an experience, right? You were going there, you're like, I want to have an experience. That's why you go, not to capture or not to get content. And I think that's the big difference between the stuff we're listening to, from the sightings thing, and then basically anything you hear on YouTube these days.
Right. Do we want the demon on Suicide Bridge? Do we want to hear this one?
Sure, let's hear it. I'm sure it's great.
Ryan!
Oh my god, dude!
Nope, I can't do it. Sorry.
No, because you want to paint the scene there.
Yeah, they're on a bridge. They're pointing at a apparatus which looks like a cell phone, and they're using some app.
Yep.
Some fucking ghost hunter app. Here we go. Ghosts are chatty in Texas. Let's see what this one's all about. I'm gonna skip ahead because it's got a big intro here. Video EVPs. Let's go ahead to. He's using a Sony ICD XX733 digital recorder.
Ah, the old classic.
Yeah. Use headphones. That's the best way to listen.
Anybody want to talk to us? Say hey.
Okay, once again.
Okay. That's the ghost box, right? The spirit box, that's what they call that?
Yes.
I reject those on basic principle.
Yep. The guys in Texas, you're not going to hear hey on the radio like every 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? This one looks like it might fucking be a little better here. Hold on.
Hey, man, this is just furthering our case. It's fine.
Yeah. Here you go. That looks like they got a haunted doll here, boys.
Oh, with a very closely cropped video. I'm sure it's real.
Carol Ann is a haunted doll who speaks via EVP.
Having that physical contact with living beings.
Yes.
How old are you? Can you please tell me how old you are? Are you
17.
Know your image? Tell me how old you are. Are you
17.
That's kind of cool, that one.
It is, but then I look in the background and I see like meth lab vibes, and I'm just like,
the problem too is like, dude, can you get it off there? Can you get it off the recorder and actually like play the cleaned up shit? Like,
he's having a day there. He's having an experience. You don't want to sit there and be like, hey, this is why this is probably not real, and it's just you bending the narrative, which we all do.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't.
Ghost in the Sally house.
Yeah. Oh, is this the scream or the growl?
Let's see. The sounds you're about to hear, get the fuck out of here, are possibly demonic in nature and were gathered from a location known to have demonic activity.
I'm gonna have to get out then, Ken. I can't. You know me and demons.
Yeah, I know. The investigator asked, "Do you believe in God?" No help there?
Sounds like somebody just breathing.
Yeah, and then...
Is this how you show love, by inflicting pain?
Sick, bro. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal? They're all using, like, the fucking ghost boxes. Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. Collection of things you never wanted to hear with EVPs.
Is there a box spirit in the house?
It's not EVP, it's a ghost box, you fuck. What's this one?
Hey, this is going to be the last recording for a long time. This is Chris Corpy.
I'm not sitting through that. Like, what if there's probably another ghost box, this guy looks like he uses a ghost box. Yep. Yep. Demons
Listen, we've been over this before, but like, if you don't know what the ghost box is, it's like it's this thing that basically just plays what, like half a second from like, and it just cycles through all the radio stations.
Yes.
Which essentially they're saying, well, it gives the ghosts white noise to like manifest through. It's like, well, then why not just use a white noise machine? Like,
right.
You use the radio for the hopes of like getting a little clip of someone going, or like something that might sound like a voice. It's.
And they do it under the guise of like, oh, they can't possibly pick up words because how fast it's cycling. And it's like, dude, shut up. Yes, it can.
No, I also think because of the cycling, I think that they use that to help mask them putting voices in there when they do that. It's very like not genuine.
Yeah, it helps like cut the like you don't hear the clipping from when you're, popping the recording that you would put in there.
Right.
What do we got here? We got.
There's a Queen Mary one on that one.
Yeah.
Number 1, Get Out. Help us.
Why do they always say that? Why do ghosts always say Get Out?
Because it was in the movie Amityville Horror.
Okay, cool. Good one. Good answer.
One of the most famous haunted ships ever known is that of the Queen Mary.
This guy's electric.
It was first built in the 1930s and is larger in size when compared to the Titanic. Throughout its history, it served as a transport luxury liner and even a World War II ship before it was eventually retired. Over the years, the Queen Mary has seen countless deaths. Some of the more famous ones include that of John Henry, who was a young man that died when he was trampled to death after trying to flee a fire. It's said that various bright lights and knocking can be heard in the engine room, and that this is believed to be John. Meanwhile, in the pool area, several guests and investigators have seen the apparitions of a little girl who unfortunately died while sliding through the banister when a wave upset her course and she ended up breaking her neck. Her ghost is said to haunt the area, and she wanders around looking for her doll and mommy. In addition, 2 other women died in the same area, and guests also regularly see them. One of the most brutal deaths, though, was that of a cook who was murdered because the troops didn't like the meals he prepared.
Yeah, that happened.
He was
that
stuffed inside the oven and burned alive.
Yeah,
and his desperate screams can still be heard to this day in the ship's kitchen. Today, the Queen Mary is permanently decommissioned and has been transformed into a hotel and museum, with ghost tours available for those willing to brave the haunted vessel.
God.
And indeed, ghost hunters and paranormal investigators report that a multitude of apparitions and sightings have been seen throughout.
I like the sheeted
instance,
ghost.
they caught an EVP when the American Paranormal Research Association searched through the first-class pool area and captured the voice of a girl saying, "Get out and help us." As mentioned, the pool area is notoriously haunted, and guests have repeatedly seen, felt, and heard apparitions in the area. What's interesting about this one is that the investigators actually hear the voice in real time, which sounds like a young girl.
That's...
Come close.
One more time. Here it is. That sounds like hello.
Come close.
Yeah. The thing is, like,
I'm saying no to what they think that she's saying.
Okay.
Like, I think that's way off. I wouldn't. Those sound okay to me. I mean, but if you're having a good time and you booked like 20 people for a ghost tour and you're like, hey, we need some noises.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't. It's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, this lady nicely in the comments has skipped to here to hear the ones if we don't need to listen to the boring talking.
Right.
Let's see. Sounds of the Dead. This might be cool to watch later. All right. We're not dead.
How are you associated with the hospital? How were you associated with the hospital?
I don't know.
Hear anything? I mean, that's the thing with these. A lot of these are subjective. Like, yeah, do one more and then.
Yeah, didn't we just hear this one?
Yeah, bullshit. Now. Yeah, the done is what gets me.
Yeah, that was that guy.
You can hear the person. You can. It's so. Hey, man, good times. I mean, it's.
Let's hear this last one. Will you help us?
Go ahead.
Yeah, some of it. They used to have pads and stuff in there.
That's just a scream.
Yeah, some of it. They used to have pads.
Raw. Maybe this is the will you help us? Nothing. I didn't hear a thing.
That's the thing. You know, I think this is, you know, is there an audio version of pareidolia?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're straining to hear stuff, you're going to eventually hear stuff, and that could probably be applied to, you know, pretty much any of these. But now that we've listened to a handful of these, like the distinction between what Sarah Estep was doing back in the 90s and early 80s, because she's been doing it for a while, to what we have today that they're calling the top, you know, 5, top 10 or whatever is, I mean, yeah, it's got a spooky quality to it, but it's definitely not on it's not on par with, you know, what was being done all those years ago with less technology, you know?
Right. Yeah, she had her old reel-to-reels in there. It was doing the real work, man, digging through the tapes, playing them backwards, you know?
Yeah.
Probably saying some incantations that she wasn't showing us.
Maybe. I like to just think that she was just, you know, she just seems to have that type where she was, you know, she was a searcher, you know?
Yeah.
I something about her whole personality is just like, wow, that's really great.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool.
She's definitely cool. She'll fuck you up too.
Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hangs out with ghosts in like haunted basements and catacombs and old Civil War prisons. Don't mess with her.
And they talk back. That's the thing. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, I mean, this is, you know, this is one of the ones where I think that they kind of like, I'm not going to say gave up on, but this is one of those like very like basic ones where they try to put in every ghost video, and it's like, you know, here's the EVP, and like I think it's just right off the bat, I think people are just faking the evidence. They put it in there, like, did you hear that? Because it can be so, it's so easy to do. And then after that, they're like, well, we need some more audio devices to scare people, and then you get your spirit box, then you get your Ovulus, and you know,
Paranormal Puck 2.
What was the show where they had like a ghost trap? Literally, it was like a foil box with. You remember that?
It was on earlier today when I was.
That Ghost Adventures.
No, it was the one with the South. Oh wait, I was thinking of the ones guys from the South.
Oh no, this was like early 2000s.
Okay, yeah. Second.
Wow. Oh, we got a guest coming onto the show.
He's burping. Oh, spitting up. Oh.
Hell yeah, we got that on camera.
Yeah. Whoa.
He's possessed.
Oh, we have some EVPs.
Yeah.
We have some EVPs happening right now.
Folks, young Kenny James Jr. has just joined the show.
Yeah. Say hi.
And spit up all over his daddy.
Say hi. Yeah.
That was very liquidy.
Yeah. Give him a Raz. Give him a Raz. Come on. That's my boy. He's very chatty. If I move him around, it'll probably make some noises, but
I'll also probably puke.
Yeah, he came right in, right when he got handed to me. He was like,
he's like, oh, is this the demonic possession episode?
Yeah. He's like, oh, you guys talking about demons? Oh, little pukey boy. Yeah, he's looking at me like I'm crazy right now. Oh. Okay, buddy. Okay.
Just thought he'd want to say hi.
Yeah, no, we love having him on the show. He's a spark plug, this guy. Yeah. Look at this. You got 8 minutes of the eeriest voice capture this season of Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
Yeah, right. Well, the one thing.
Aaron, your wife's trying to kill you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, why wouldn't they? One of those, one of the ghosts from the other side know it was coming. But I don't know. You were right about the technology they add and everything. But for me, a good EVP has always been the scariest thing.
No, it definitely has. I'm not diminishing what it could be.
I know you're not.
I just think that anyone who's doing it these days comes at it with like a disingenuous kind of like,
No, absolutely.
mode.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I love them too, man. When you're watching, you hear a good one, like, oh man, that one was pretty good. It's chilling.
Yeah, the problem for me now though is like, I remember back in the day, Ghost Adventures, or Ghost Hunters. I'm sorry, Ghost Hunters.
Right.
They would get some good ones, but the problem is, once I knew that Grant, I saw that Grant did that faking his coat getting pulled thing. Did you
How
ever
could
see
he
that?
fake that? He was busy fixing a toilet. What are you talking about?
The ghost plumbers. But he clearly faked. He had a device that was attached inside of his jacket in his pocket.
Yeah.
And when you'd press it, the little key things that you could stretch out and it would lock, and then you pull it and it would zip back up. He apparently had one of those attached on the inside of his collar.
A showman.
Yeah, and every time he would do it, and you could tell that Jason was getting pissed at him. And I always thought that Grant was the more credible one until I saw that, and then I was like, oh fuck! And that was shortly after that is when Grant left the show, and it was obvious because he was trying to fucking, fabricate evidence, and apparently Jason Hawes wasn't about that. But in the same breath, it's like maybe
Wasn't
Jason
about
was
that life.
Yeah, maybe Jason though was just like, nah, we don't do it that way, buddy.
Yeah. No, well, I think all the shows kind of, they got to the point where it's like, look, we've been everywhere. We're going to have to, the show must go on. We're going to have to manufacture evidence. And, it's just what it is, man. Once it goes on for long enough, because, ghostly evidence, or paranormal encounters are rare. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They're rare to begin with, I believe. So trying to capture them every week for a show, it's like, well, this is not going to happen. I think there's these certain conditions that have to occur. And then you also have to have someone who I think sometimes at least has to be somewhat sensitive to it. So I don't think it's something you're just like, hey, there's a house over here that's haunted. Oh, cool. Stick a microphone in there and take pictures. You'll see ghosts. I just don't think it works like that.
Right. And here's something like this here. I fucking... right after he died, there was one guy, I don't know if this is the same guy, but he started doing Robin Williams spirit box sessions.
Yeah, I hate that.
And it drove me nuts. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? The guy just died.
Yeah.
He has a family, and he's going to communicate with you of all people?
I'm sure the comments are very kind.
Yeah, fucking unbelievable. Yeah, this is the guy, I think.
It is my belief that anything is possible when it comes to this type of stuff, paranormal, spirit communication. Was it Robin Williams? I have no idea. I have no way to say or confirm or verify in any way, shape, or form what or who comes through ever. All I can say is...
Where is the clip? Let's see. Let's just see real quick.
Yep.
First attempt at contact the day he took his life. That's what he put in his fucking video. No taste. No fucking taste whatsoever.
It's just for content. That's all that this is.
Here's his first attempt.
Are you there, Robin?
Dude, turn this off. This is so fucking stupid. This is beyond disrespectful. The guy ended his own life, and now they're trying to mine more fucking stuff.
The day after.
Yeah.
With the angels, Robin.
Unbelievable.
Who says that's Robin Williams? That's the funniest thing. You're just talking, and then there's just like, oh, I'm talking to Robin Williams. Like, what?
Yeah. Well, you think about this. Those things, right? Let's say it's the day after he took his life, right?
Mm-hmm. But where are you? In the house?
Sure. I don't know. Wherever this guy is. But let's say this. Let's say it is going through, radio broadcasts, right? It's how many radio stations are playing clips of Robin Williams?
100%. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
that whole day, AM stations, FM, which it does, it goes through both of them, you'll be getting a lot of clips of Robin Williams. It's an easy fucking thing to do at that point. Once someone does it, oh, here's my evidence of me getting Robin Williams. And then you'll have a million people in the comments going, oh, this is amazing.
There's a huge disconnect there. It's like you just sit down at your computer and start recording and say, Robin, can you hear me? What the fuck is that? If you were like, hey, his family, I don't know how, but they let me into the house the day after he killed himself and let me record in the room. It's like, dude, what?
Yeah, that guy probably lives in like Sacramento. Yeah. He lives like miles away.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, and I think we've mentioned it before, this kind of stuff attracts the wackos and the hucksters and the people just trying to make a buck. And, it's going to be 99.9% of it.
Right. And, it's just terrible. It's just very, very terrible that people go to these lengths to, like, try to fucking, I don't know, just bank off of that shit. And also I found another spooky documentary that I'm going to be watching later.
Great.
So I found two, both from 1996 that I'll be watching.
Well, I mean, my whole thing, and this is basically what I have to say about it, is basically what I said in the beginning, is there's a big difference between the motivations behind all this paranormal stuff now that you can make the paranormal normal, and now that you can make this stuff, the thing for me is that it's the motivation behind it all. These were people searching for that thing in life that makes life fantastic. Like, there's still these fantastic and amazing and supernatural things that can be out there, and people were out there searching for it. That's the genuine thing behind looking for the paranormal stuff, in my opinion. Once you change it to, I can make money by posting this shit on internet sites and on, TikTok and all that, it's not the same thing anymore. Yeah. And now it's just, all right, we need content. So we're going to have, kids of every age and professionals, quote unquote, out there trying to produce this stuff. And I think that it's just, it's not even in the same category. You can call it EVP, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, and you got to think too. Anyone that actually wants legit stuff and wants, real, ghost voices, or someone that doesn't want to muddy the waters, they're not putting that kind of stuff out there. They wouldn't.
No, and then you look at like herself, as Sarah Estep. She went out there and probably did hundreds of field hours, right? And got nothing. And then these are her best clips from over how many years? Because they don't tell us.
Yeah.
So it's not like she was putting on a show every week. She was just like, hey, this is my life's work, And she's like, I've been trying to record the voices of the dead, and this is what I've come up with over the last 20 years or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Think about the first time she was like, what if I reverse the tape? You know what I mean? Like on the other side of the tape, and got the voice. How long did it take for her to get to that? You know what I mean?
No. And that's what I mean, where she's like this, she's a searcher, she's just doing it for her own. And then, like, I'm sure she's, you get in those circles and, you start talking to people, and then, sightings gets wind of it. They're like, oh, Jesus, listen to this shit.
Yeah.
And, they went for it. So I think if you're going out there with all these, technological fucking apps and bullshit, I think you're missing the point. It's like, man, I don't think that's going to be recording the stuff. I think the fact that she had physical tape is just, it's I think it just changes the whole dynamic completely.
Yeah, it's something highly different. Yeah, definitely having like the tape, and it's imprinted on there. It's not just physical. It's as an audio engineer and as someone who went to school doing this shit, and just knowing the difference between, when I first learned about a waveform and how to edit a waveform and everything, and then but then you got to think about the waveform, which is basically just the audio clip that's saved digitally, as opposed to whatever it would look like on a tape. You know what I mean? Like whatever medium or however you would describe that, it's like one is a digital representation of an audio clip that it captures, the other is just there on the tape. So it's, I don't know, it's a weird difference, as opposed to something just living, on a hard drive, as opposed to just imprinted on that shit.
I think it's as simple as the difference between analog and digital.
Yeah, right.
It's like, it's just two different approaches, and I think one just has more of like a real, like, tangibleness to it, you know.
Yeah, one ghost like better.
Sure. One, you know, kind of exists a little bit more. I think a good way to also like, I don't know, to like a good metaphor for it, or even just because this is also a paranormal thing. I go back to when we went to Eastern State, and there was us. It was just us. We had recorders or whatever, but we had flashlights, and we were just there for the experience. And then you had those other paranormal activity people, and they had those rigs, and it took them so long to set it up that they only got to run around that place with those stupid like camera rigs with lights on them. They were only running around for like 15-20 minutes. That's all they got out of the whole night. We had experiences, and I guarantee the only thing that those people experienced was aggravation because they couldn't get their tech right. It was like, you're missing the point. It's like, I know you want to capture evidence, and I get that. I totally get that. That's what the EVP thing is about. But I think you got to like come correct with it a little bit, you know? Just chill out. Just be patient, and just, you know, something might happen, and you know what, something might not happen ever. Yeah, and I think it's that rare.
Right, and there's not a lot of people anymore that are around. Like, you're at a place and you find out it has like a spooky basement. And you're like, can we go down for a bit? You know, like,
can we go down there, please?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I don't have my phone. There's no signal. I can't. Why?
Yeah. No, I just want to go like sit down there for a bit. Like, there's not a lot of those people around anymore. Like,
we want to sit in the dark in the tunnels under Fort Mifflin.
Right,
in the dark.
Yeah, yeah. I want to go back to Byberry and sit, you know, in the tunnels and just sit there. Let's just sit there, you know.
See what happens.
Right. I used to do that to my my buddy Dante, who ran Albert's when I worked, you know, when I worked there back in the day, and like we'd be closing up, and like the place was apparently haunted, and I had experiences there, and like I'd be like, yo, you want to just go hang out in the basement? You know, you just want to go down, like, and he'd be like, I don't know, dude, I don't know. I'm like, come on, let's do it. And he'd get really freaked out, and I'd be like, oh, no, shh, let's just
yeah, man, that's what it's all about. I mean, if you enjoy that kind of shit, you know, you're probably listening to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's all I got on this particular brand of EVP. But you know, I hope people come back and like, or maybe we just don't know about it. Maybe we're ignorant to it. Maybe there's people going out there with reel-to-reels recording shit, and I hope they are.
Yeah, I hope that's a thing. I hope someone like sends us. They're like, yo, listen up, fuck faces.
Yo, I recorded this on phonograph.
Yeah.
It's like cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hey, if you're out there, man, prove us wrong. I'd love to hear that, because I honestly think the quality is probably better because there's like a physical nature to it. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's all I got for EVPs as well. I mean, I just someone get out there with a reel-to-reel or some kind of old-fashioned tape recorder with the mic with the wire. You know.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Like the portable reel-to-reel with the mic with the wire. I want to with big can headphones on, just doing the damn thing.
Yeah, with a silk plaid shirt and a brown vest, you know, like be out there.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, get out there. Get out there with your corduroy pants on. And get us some fucking tape EVPs.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do the costume, that's optional, but I feel like maybe the corduroy was the contributing factor that we're missing. That was the X factor. Yeah. The rubbing of the corduroy created the ghostly activity.
Yeah, and hey, sorry guys, we know it's been a while, but you know, things have happened.
Ken has a newborn, so it's spotty, but doing our best here.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I'm getting in a rhythm here, so I think we're back. Yeah. And I just ordered a new boom arm and a pop filter because I'm going to be trying to ramp it up here. So
perfect.
Let's go.
I do want to give a big shout out. My cousin Kelly had listened to every single episode of our podcast.
What?
And she was over recently, and she was wondering. She's like, "Guys, where's the next episode?" And I was like, "Well, Ken just had a kid. His wife just had a kid."
Yeah. And she's like, "Fuck them, do it."
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, there's no more episodes." So Kelly, if you're listening to this episode, because I know you are, I hate you.
Kelly, welcome to the team. Welcome to the ODP fam. Yeah, yes. I've recently heard that the streets need ODP.
They do.
That's what's been said to me.
Hey, we're just trying to we're manipulating the supply and demand, okay?
Yeah.
Now you guys want it, so here's another one.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, you know, you gotta mess with the market somehow, you know.
A little bit.
Get the edge.
But high.
A little. Yep. Well, all right, guys, I guess that's all we got for this one. For Other Dangerous Podcast, I've been Ken James.
And I'm Jason McKittrick.
And as always, have a spooky evening. Thank you for listening to Other Dangerous Podcasts. Have you encountered the other dangers? If so, you can email us at otherdangerspodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to have a discussion about the paranormal, you can find us at Other Dangers Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. There you can find submitted pictures, videos, and artwork from listeners. We are now streaming on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else podcasts are streamed. And after listening, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you the other dangers.